Clean your mind and free yourself of the bondage to that term, plus size. You know those tents we used to go under in primary school? Those rainbow tents. That's what you want me to wear. You want me to look like an inflatable mattress. That's your own destiny, not mine.
Everybody say dance! Dance! Say dance! Dance!
Hey guys, welcome back to Mokonzi TV. It's your girl Leah Tezila. Everybody say dance. Y'all like my hair? Today I decided I would talk about plus size fashion because I think there are not enough people being honest on the internet about plus size fashion. Before I get into that though, I'm in my bonnet from shop Mokonzi. This is in the color Zelo, which means gold. They are having a clearance sale for the whole of this month. Bonnets, do-rags, scrunchies, wig bags, face masks. Everything's custom made and made to order, so make sure you cop one. No, my hair is not done. Argue with your pastor. So yeah, back to plus size fashion. I really think it's important that we finally realize how detrimental it is to call people plus size. I already understand the controversy around labels, and a lot of people don't feel comfortable identifying as plus size because they don't want to be made to feel as though they're plus anything. When we deem people plus size, we make them feel as though their size is even more of a hassle or a struggle to deal with, when realistically, a lot of the time it is. A bit of background information about me and where my love for fashion came from. I'm Congolese, so I'm very connected to what it means to dress well and look proper. My mum is also a tailor. She's been a tailor since she was my age. She started sewing and learning to sew around 17. She would always make me clothes for special occasions, weddings, funerals, whatever it was. Any opportunity to dress according to tradition or celebrate tradition, she would make my clothes. And when I was 16, I picked up a more specific interest in sewing and tailoring. At 16 years old, I designed my first prom outfit and I got compliments all round. I performed at prom, I sang, got compliments for both my voice but particularly my outfit. When I explained to people that I had designed my outfit, I remember a lot of people were like, oh, that makes sense, because it must have been very hard for you to source a prom outfit as a bigger girl. Now, was that a microaggression? Yes, it was, but not in the way people might think. It was a microaggression because obviously the people were trying to outline I was bigger than normal, so it wouldn't make sense to find a dress in a normal shop. But the concept I'm trying to outline here is, why should anybody feel as though their size is a disadvantage to make? Nobody should feel as though their clothes are harder to make, because realistically, the only things changing when you make plus size clothes is the amount of fabric you use, not the technique. I'm now also somebody who has started sewing. I believe it's important to have some kind of knowledge about sewing, and I always design clothes. I'm always sketching, so I feel as though I understand clothes on a better level, and it particularly helps me when I'm shopping for clothes. That means that every time I go to buy something, I can think from the seamstress's perspective. Of course, nobody is saying that sewing clothes in general is easy, and nobody's saying that sewing clothes for bigger people is easier than sewing clothes for smaller people. But what I am saying is, it is dangerous to encourage the notion that bigger people's clothes takes more effort to make, because then that makes them feel bad for trying to source clothes, when really everybody should be entitled to wear clothes. We live in a world where you'll be policed if you're naked, so wear clothes. But if I'm not wearing clothes that fit, I'm gonna be uncomfortable, and if I can't find clothes that fit, it's your duty to provide that as clothes sellers. I think it's really hard to embrace your sense of style as a bigger person, really hard. There seems to be more variables. Somehow that should affect the way you dress. For example, culture. If you're from a culture where modesty is more If you're from a culture that emphasizes modesty over style, then surely it would be hard for you to achieve that as a bigger person. A lot of the time you want to be stylish but also be modest, and you might have the modesty part down pat because a lot of clothes made for bigger people tend to show less cleavage anyway. But in terms of actual style and wearing clothes that you think represent you, limited experience. It's more capped than any other type of body type. It definitely is. Smaller people, so if we're talking about sizes 4 to about 10. Smaller people have much more variety in the way they shop. They have much more opportunity to embrace their style because everyone has understood that size range as the default. It's normal to be that size. It's not particularly as normal to be a size 14 to 22 looking for clothes that is stylish. Imagine sizes bigger than 22. That's a completely different ballpark. That's when you have to start talking about custom made clothes because it's so abnormal for people of that size to wear clothes that are stylish or could be considered stylish. I think it's disrespectful, and it makes people of that size feel like they should be shunned or feel like they can't embrace the way they want to dress. A conversation about body and the dynamics of sizes in society would be too long to fit into this video. But what I am specifically talking about is clothing and outfits. There is a culture of disrespect that we have allowed to grow in society. A culture where we assume bigger people are the most unhealthy, disgusting, unworthy people of clothes and self-expression. When realistically, size can be dependent on genetics, on diet, on conditions. There are conditions that exist that would make people more predisposed to being bigger than others. That is real. It might not be as common. You might not walk down the street and ask every big person if they have a condition and their answer is yes. Nobody be doing that. I'd slap you if that was me. I'd slap the taste out of your mouth. But you get the gist. It's disrespectful to assume that big means bad. Also, we're humans. Don't forget that. The idea of our size changing over time and throughout life is 100% normal and should be embraced. You're not always going to be a size 10. You're not always going to be a size 18. That is normal. That is growth. Can we also talk about how as soon as you see plus size, the coordination of the outfit must change? Plus size doesn't mean butters clothing. Excuse me? It's like as soon as you're a size bigger than 10, it becomes more and more difficult to find something that actually looks good. They start changing the geometrics of the pattern. They start changing the color scheme of the top. Even the seam. The seam on an 8 will be looking like this. The seam on a 12, crank, crank, crank. Like, who told you that big equals discombobulated style? Who told you that plus size equals passive patterns? Who told you that big equals bewilderingly butters? Clothes made for big people don't have to be ugly. And obviously I'm using the term ugly loosely because ugly is subjective. Some of these brands are taking the piss seriously. On a size 8, she can look like Kim Kardashian, but my size 16 ass has to look like an ice cream van. F off. I could be wearing the same top as a size 8, but mine will look distorted. Why? And before you say it's because of the size difference, it's genuinely not. Go and look.
I dare you.
I challenge you to go and look for a top specific to size. Go and look for a top and look at the top on the size 8 model. Then go and compare that same top, because they always claim, oh, it's the same, it's just the video, it's just the model. Go and look at the top on that model that's a size 16 and see the difference. Good editing, good lighting, and good face tune is the difference between those pictures. In real life, the tops are completely different. When you order a size 8 and you order a size 16 that are supposed to be the same, put them together, difference. It always changes. And I found myself realizing big people are encouraged to buy less flattering clothes. When a dress is tailored to fit around your waist like a corset, it is put under the collection of shapewear. Curve. The same dress that is meant to be fitted at the waist. When it's intended for bigger people to buy, plus. And sometimes that even means plus money. Before I give you my plus money, you two give me plus sense. Let's not be dense. Big people do not have to wear clothes that are going to constantly cover up their frames. It's almost as if these companies are so ashamed to embrace bigger people being stylish that they purposefully market clothes with more material, more layers, as though we have bodies that aren't allowed to be celebrated or embraced. Why? Father God be with me. God, the patience you've instilled in me, take it back. Case in point, big people deserve good clothes too. Wearing clothes, a simple part of life, a privilege, can still be morphed into an agenda for these companies and brands. They don't care about your self-esteem. They don't care about your insecurities. They don't care about the fact that you've been to the gym 4 times a week and you're still not pushing those pounds. They don't care. They aren't advertising clothes to you. You are a second option to them, an alternative to normal. You don't deserve to have nice fitting, intricately sewn, detailed in pattern clothes. You don't. You're big. And so the punishment is plain clothes that will cover the body you should be so ashamed of. No? That's not the agenda you guys want to push? Prove it. Release a clothing line that encourages big people to embrace their bodies and sizes and put someone who is big on the front of it. Again, I'm using these terms loosely because we all know that big and fat are subjective terms. They can also be seen as derogatory, so watch who you talk to. But I'm tired of seeing models whose bodies have been edited to look bigger than they are on the front of plus size fashion. You know damn well your market don't look like that. You know damn well there's a girl sitting in her bed with 6 rolls on either side of her ribs looking for a cute outfit for Saturday night. But you've got Jessica with the curvilicious body who isn't built like a door frame like my girl trying to buy an outfit. I'm taking the piss, but these girls are the real life market. Not every big woman has curves. Let's address that. Calling the plus size line curvy line sometimes is also a mess because there are a lot of big women, that's their body layout. Some women are built like bang, 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 and that's okay. Some girls like me are built like and that's okay. But the and the bang both deserve clothes. Some of these brands have work to do, homework. I'm not gonna sit here in front like I'm not a consumer. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I'm better than any designer or company. What I am saying though is we need more room for bigger people in the fashion industry. I just don't understand it. It's like some of these clothes are designed to take the piss. You know those tents we used to go under in primary school? Those rainbow tents. That's what you want me to wear. You want me to walk around looking like a caravan? Why? Some of these clothes are just entertainment segments for African aunties. I should now put on a tent so that I can go to church or go to a wedding or go to what place and my auntie's telling me, hi, you look like you stuffed yourself. Hi, look at you. Hi, you put on weight. Hi, you've done this. No, I should be walking into that place and stunting on her with her crusty wig. I should not be walking into that place thinking, damn, she's gonna have a field day with my outfit. Do better at providing bigger people with better clothes, better quality clothes that look just like the clothes for smaller people. Every day you get up, you design clothes for smaller and more normal people. You will still catch me front row at a sale. Mind your business. Anyway, that's been my humble opinion. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and trust me, more content is on the way. See you soon, dog. Everybody say dancing.
Doobie on the beat, brother.
Made in the east. Round here we don't know about love, but we know we used to see 2 extremes, starve or feast. But one day we gonna make it out of the streets.